On a summer evening in 1956, O. Winston Link offered a young couple $10 to sit in his convertible to watch a movie at a drive-in. His goal was to capture the story of 20th century transportation in a single image. The result is this photo, Hot Shot Eastbound, and with this image, Link summarized our future lives. Now we find ourselves in constant motion. The reason I'm not with you tonight is because I hailed a cab to catch a plane that flew me across the continent and delivered me to another cab that sped me to Brooklyn. By the time you're watching these slides, I will have left New York by train and headed up to Boston, and along the way, I would have seen a lot of art, none of which will have been in a museum. Like many of us, I spend a great deal of time traveling for my work, and as a result, I spend a great deal of time waiting, mostly in airports. In a post-9/11 world, we all spend much more time waiting at airports. As a result, we wander around the airport lounge with time on our hands, time to shop, time to finish off emails, and time to worry. But airports are working to address this time. The duty-free zones at most airports rival shopping malls, and many airports have free Wi-Fi, but the worrying is a bigger challenge, and here's where I think public art has a role. Travel is tricky business, and getting from point A to point B can be quite a task. In June 2006, I took a research trip to explore public art via plane, train, and automobile from San Diego to Vancouver and back. Over 3 weeks, I visited 10 cities, meeting dozens of public art administrators and artists, and saw over 100 cited works. I saw work in airports in San Diego, LA, Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento, Boise, and Vancouver. I rode light rail systems in San Jose, Portland, and Tacoma. Since Rita's with us tonight, I'm only going to show one airport, Sacramento. In 2006, there was only one terminal, and as you drove up, Dennis Oppenheim's birds escorted you to the parking garage. From there, you walked across Sayed Alavi's magic carpet to the departure lounge. The carpet is an aerial view of the Sacramento River Valley, a preview of what you will see from your plane as you're whisked away to your destination. Those arriving to Sacramento are treated to Brian Gogin's Samson, created from more than 700 pieces of donated luggage, forming two 23-foot towers in the baggage claim. If your bags take a bit of time to arrive, you can find out how all the artwork in Terminal 1 was developed, and before you know it, your luggage has found its way to Carousel 3. In 2011, Terminal 2 opened, and I hear that Lawrence Argent's Red Rabbit is worth the trip alone. Back to 2006 and LA, where I rode 3 of 4 metro lines. Yes, LA, car capital of the world, has a metro. Each station has public art incorporated into a variety of vantage points. Along the Green Line, which runs down the middle of a superhighway, there's a living room lounge and a lone mosaic tree, visible to millions of cars that speed past every day. On the Red Line, which runs below Hollywood, there are opportunities for lighted works and works from different elevations. There are also photo boxes that wouldn't fare well above ground, but afford a different type of work to be viewed in a public passage. But it is where the Green Line and the Red Line intersect that the challenge of public art really stands out. In this photo, you are seeing the point where 2 major highways intersect, as well as 2 light rail lines. It is also the point of a major bus interchange, and to top it all off, the Amtrak station runs along at street level. To step off the Green Line at this point is to step into chaos. As cars whiz past you at top speed on either side of the platform, Joe Sam's cheery figures guide you down to the exit and away from the cacophony of the converging highways. Descending to ground level on the escalator can be disorienting as the concrete muffles the noise and the darkness of the overpass surrounds you. But Joe's figures continue to guide you, now from above the superstructure columns, leading you to your car or your bus or your connecting train. Another system that impressed me on my travels was the most recent extension of the TriMet light rail system in Portland, the Interstate Line, also known as the Yellow Line, and hosts some really interesting and challenging work. The beginning of the line is where you find Brian Borello's urban trees, which collect their own solar power to illuminate the branches at night, as well as a glowing campfire. Towards the end of the line are two very poignant works. The first is by Linda Wysong and commemorates Vanport, a war workers' camp that was washed away in a flash flood in 1948. The work not only brings to light a history literally washed away, but also calls into question the lack of social justice for workers at the time. The final stop is the Expo Center, where in 1942 it served as the site for Japanese-American relocation, and Valerie Atoni's Torii Gates are draped with internee ID tags. The work has become a regular stop for elementary school classes wanting to know more about this sad part of American history. It is a powerful work and one well worth the trip to the end of the line. With that, I will leave you to the rest of the evening to discover all sorts of work that you might uncover on your next trip abroad, as you walk down the street, or as you move through your daily commute, some of which might actually be under your car.